Hi, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jamie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast. As the owners of Hired Hand website software, we've been developing websites and creating internet marketing strategies for livestock breeders for the past 10 years.
The majority of our customers are involved in the breeding of registered animals, such as Texas Longhorns, Highland cattle, horses, and white-tailed deer, where the pedigrees are very important. The From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast examines many of the differences in raising pedigreed livestock for maximum profit. Join us and learn what we're covering today.
So today we're joined by John Hever of HL Longhorns and HH Cattle Co. He's one of the 4 sponsors for the McCombs Fiesta sale coming up the end of April. This is a special series we're doing for the McCombs sale to learn more about the sponsors. Thanks for joining us, John.
You're welcome, Jamie. I'm glad we finally got connected.
Me too. So you've been a sponsor at the McCombs sale for many years now, right?
No, actually, the very first sponsor was Mike and Holly Davis. And that was just a few years ago when they were the ones who sponsored the Friday night dinner. I have participated in the sale for over 20 years, but the sponsorship is new.
Oh, okay. So Alan always refers to you as his biggest cheerleader. So maybe that's why I was getting it all a little confused.
I do truly love the sale. To me, and my wife thinks I'm crazy, but it's Christmas in May.
Okay, so this year you're sponsoring the Saturday breakfast. Is that right?
That's correct.
Correct. Nice. It's always a yummy breakfast, so I'm sure it'll be equally as good this year.
And we'll probably even add a new wrinkle. Last year we had a champagne breakfast.
Yeah.
Get everything festive and going. We'll have it catered. It will be fabulous food, and we're really looking forward to it.
Okay, so what made you choose to? You've gone to the sale for 20 some years now. So what made you decide to become a sponsor?
Alan called and asked, and since it's really and it is pretty much that simple, but since it's really the only sale that HL and HH Cattle uses as a marketing tool, because the Red's Ranch is only about 10 miles away. It's where we bought quality cattle. It's where we sold quality cattle. So it was kind of just natural that if a sponsorship was available, we were going to put all of our efforts into that.
How many consignments do you have this year in the sale?
Well, we're putting in 2 heifers in the Friday night futurity, the Glendenning futurity. And then on Saturday, we will have 3 cows.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the animals a little bit more?
Well, the animals we picked this year, since it is the first sponsorship year, and I had to talk chap into parting with a little cash to do it, we picked as good an animals as we possibly could, some of which we did not want to sell. But McCombs, as you know, is also selling some animals that they don't want to sell. So we're hoping that we're able to sell well and buy even better. The heifers that we put in 2 High Hope heifers, which has been a big concentration of us since we were in partnership with Red McCombs on that bull almost 5 years ago now. We're sole owners of the bull, and we've taken on a partner in Mike Carney and MK Cattle. So we're really promoting High Hopes, and we're putting in one of his March daughters and also a July 19th daughter. The March daughter will be bred. The July daughter will be unexposed. So they're really, really nice cows. And there'll be an ad that we'll put out showing those heifers. And then the 3 cows that we're putting in are all very flashy with a ton of horn and great genetics.
Nice. So can you tell us how these consignments represent your breeding program?
That's a good question. So many years ago, and quite a few people that are listening to this might remember Jim Hutchinson. Jim asked me a question one time, and he said, "So John, are you a Longhorn breeder or a trader?" And I looked at him and I said, "Well, Jim, I don't know." And he goes, "Well, that means you're a trader." He said, "If you're going to breed, you're going to get a bull, you're going to promote that bull, and you're going to keep that bull for 4 to 5 years." And and it stuck. I appreciate what Jim Hutchinson did for me. That's when we started buying a bull, concentrating on that bull. We started with BBR Rawhide from the Colorado sale from Stan Searle. And Rawhide is the bull that's featured on the Becker wine label and has been for over 10 years. And then we got Crisp Respect, then we got Aussie Cowboy, then we got High Hopes. So we're constantly improving the herd. And these animals that we've offered in the sale are animals that we thought were great representation of what HH Cattle Company is doing.
So you said you went to your first Macomb sale roughly 20 years ago, right?
Correct.
What made you decide to go to that sale?
Red McCombs in Texas is an icon. And actually, the first time I ever met Red, Jamie, was at a San Antonio sale, which was part of the San Antonio Rodeo. My wife, Susie, who hardly ever goes to any of the auctions with me because she just doesn't get the cattle, went to the sale, and there was a cow that came in the ring that went nuts. It ripped the cowboy, tore his jeans. The gavel came down and Eddie Woods said, "Purchased by John Hever." And my wife looked at me like, what in God's name are you doing? I bought the cow, and she found out later, because after the sale, I got a picture with Red. So I didn't buy the cow. I bought the picture with Red McCombs. Yeah, she said, you're just crazy. McCombs is one of the few individuals I have ever met that can meet people. And a year later, and you can imagine how many people he meets in a year, could remember your name, could remember the crazy cow that you bought, could remember your wife's name. And so Red just became someone that he's since he is an icon and a legend, it's fun. And he's one of the only ones that offers his ranch, opens up his ranch for the sale. Mm-hmm. So we've had many special times out there. We did some special dinners. We've done a dinner at some of the wineries around here. We've done one at Garrison Brothers. And all of those were because Alan would say, let's do something different this year. And we've just had a great time at the sale.
So since you've been there for so many years, do you have a favorite moment out of all the years?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget a couple of things. As you know, when Red grabs the microphone, you're never sure what's coming out. And Alan sometimes gets a little petrified, but his 80th birthday party, when his friends supplied the fireworks and you were sitting in this pasture and you felt like you were at a Ewing barbecue from Dallas anyway. And then the fireworks are up above and they're just going crazy. That was a special, special moment. And the year that Red sold the Minnesota Vikings, and he said, yeah, I have a little extra cash this year. And the crowd just went crazy. Do you remember Vicky Mosher?
Yeah, I know of her, yeah.
She was at the sale the year she bought Feisty Fanny. Okay. And Bill Hudson was there. And Bill, as you know, if he starts to bid on something, rarely is not the winner. And it was a battle back and forth with Bill and little tiny Vicky. And the crowd got into it. And so each time one of them raised their hands, they got an applause. And Rex Mosser said to Vicky, "We're done." She turned and gave him a look that if looks could kill, Rex was gone. And of course, she walked away with the cow. So yeah, the crowd just went nuts.
Oh, that sounds like a fun time. So do you have any advice for any first-time attendees to the sale?
It's a very welcoming sale. The attendees who come first time, and I always try and bring some new breeders in, I give them the advice that Eddie Woods gave me years and years ago, because they'll always say, what should I get? What should I consider? Eddie boiled it down quickly. He said, you're the one buying the animal. buy what you like. That's the only reason you need to raise your hand. If you like it, you don't need to worry about the genetics. You don't need to worry about anything else. You're the one who's going to look at it. And so that's what I've tried to tell people. Yeah, there's a big difference in the genetics on these animals, as you know. They're kind of like wine, and maybe that's why I like them so much. The more you know, the less you know. You'll never know it all.
Very true. Do you have any other last words you want to say about the sale?
I think this year's sale is going to be extremely interesting. As you know, it's not a dispersal for McCombs, but they've picked a date, and all of the animals before that are up for sale. There are several animals that I did not think would ever be for sale. So this is an opportunity for no matter what breeder to be able to improve their herd. You're going to be able to get genetics that have been on McCombs Ranch for a long time. I like the idea of the Friday Futurity. I love the way Saturday is scheduled. Let's hope our weather is good and the food will be great. The people will be great. We're really looking forward to it.
Us too. We're excited to go again this year. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to join us, John. We appreciate it.
Jamie, I'm glad we got it done. You keep working with me and I will get better and better at this smart stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
You too.